Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Vanlife with Lucy, and this Christmas looked nothing like the ones I've had before. No cold mornings, no dark afternoons, because I'm spending my first Christmas in New Zealand.
Hi, welcome to this week's episode in New Zealand, where I'm currently living in a menagerie of animals, doing some house sitting.
Come and join me this week as I settle into my brand new house sit and welcome in the new year on the other side of the world. I'm super excited to show you what I've been up to in the past 4 weeks running through December. So come and have a look as I start to explore Wellington. One of the things I really love about Wellington is just how easy it is to explore. It's quite an intimate city, so it's not massive and it feels really cozy. A lot of people know a lot of people here and it feels like a really large, nice community. I started by going to visit the world famous cable car museum and headed up over the city and straight to the botanical gardens. It feels really peaceful up there and it's a nice reminder that even in such a big capital city such as this one, nature is never really that far away.
We're just taking a walk now. I'm sorry about the wind because the noise isn't very good, but I just wanted to show you that my new favourite tree is this one, which is an oyster cypress pine, and it's like really flaky and it looks super tropical. Okay, so it says, stand on the date of the year with your back to the sun and your hands together above your head, and the shadow will tell you the local time. So back to the sun is that way, and it's December. right? Put my hand above my head, and it's 3:30, give or take. That is clever.
Next for me was to go back to the Te Papa Museum. I was last here over 7 years ago and it has really changed on the inside. And honestly, I think it's one of the best museums I've ever visited. It's interactive, it's really honest, and it tells New Zealand's story in a way that makes it feel so alive. It's really culturally sensitive towards the Maori population of the island as well. And also the strong heritage links with immigration, which is an entire flaw in itself. So I would definitely recommend going to understand a bit more about New Zealand's culture, communities by checking out the museum here, as well as it's got a really cool interactive exhibits all about their volcanoes. They even have an earthquake simulator, which is this room I'm standing in, which is really, really cool. And then they also have a tsunami maker as well, because this is a base tsunami zone in downtown Wellington, such as Botoni. There's also a really cool exhibit all about the Battle of Gallipoli, which was designed with statues by Weta Workshop, who are the guys that are over at Lord of the Rings and Peter Jackson's home brand company. So that's really cool. Like, I've never seen statues look so real. It was like Madame Tussauds on acid. Like, these things are huge. They're like 4 times the size of a normal human being. So the scale and stuff is just like super impressive. But that's part of the whole reason that with the audio descriptions as well as you're kind of going through, it's not like a typical museum where you just read some stuff and then learn it. It's all kind of like, yeah, multi-sensory. So for someone with such a short attention span like me, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool. I really enjoyed wandering the streets for a couple of days before I could check into my house, sit here and enjoying some of the places you can eat and explore. I've listed some of my favourites that I went back to, but walking through Wellington makes me feel like I'm getting a deeper understanding of the country I'm in and I'm spending Christmas in. An experience I really wanted to enjoy just before Christmas this year was visiting the Wellington chocolate factory and doing one of their chocolate making workshops. Not because it's just Christmas, but wherever you are in the world, you still deserve chocolate. So it's a small local place and full of character that's now been here for over 10 years. And it was really fun to get to know their story and how they ethically source all of their cocoa beans, which is obviously what we make chocolate from. It felt very on brand to treat myself there whilst wandering through the city. So let's jump straight into what a workshop looks like at the Wellington Chocolate Factory. There are lots of different workshops that you can do here, and you also get a 10% discount on some of their wonderful foods and products afterwards. I really loved how the workshop was not just for single people, but you could do it as a couple or as a group. And there was a lovely group of married women that were having like a day off from their kids and their husbands that had come to do like a bit of a girls' day out. And they absolutely made my workshop. They were all really, really lovely. So ours had a great energy and a great vibe in our workshop, and we were dancing and having a laugh.
So it's time to get ourselves ready for today's workshop.
Everything is provided for you, so all you need to bring is yourself.
So this is the toughest bit for me because I have absolutely no decision making skills, and I have to choose 3 different toppings to then put in my chocolate bar. So let's see, which one should we choose? Which one shall we choose?
You have to temper the chocolate for around 10 minutes so that it cools down to the optimal temperature. I chose for milk chocolate, which I think is 27 degrees. So there's a lot of arm work involved in this with making sure that it doesn't settle or stick.
Now it's time to put on the toppings on top of the chocolate, which I've just poured into the moulds, which are all ready to go. And I've made sure to try and get the air bubbles out as well.
Delicious. Whilst the chocolate bars are cooling down, they get popped in the fridge, and then you get about 25 minutes to chill out and enjoy yourself and learn more about the chocolate making process. You also get a complimentary hot chocolate.
Alternatives for everything, including the hot chocolate. Cheers!
Merry Christmas. Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Oh my goodness, that's gorgeous. Good.
As I used to work as a former teacher, I love doing any sort of learning, especially practical learning. So it was really fun to see how you extract the actual cocoa from the cocoa bean and all the bits and bobs that go into making the chocolate process. The chocolate bars were then ready to come out of their trays, so they looked absolutely beautiful. So all you have to do is wrap them up for whoever you're going to give them to, or maybe it's a special treat for yourself. The Chocolate Factory also runs graphic design workshops as well, so you can actually design your own wrapping paper. This was my absolute favourite experience in Wellington so far, and I would definitely recommend anybody to try it out. So if you want to, feel free to check the link in the description below and learn a little bit more about the different workshops that are on offer.
An atypical New Zealand summer day, which is very similar to an English summer day because it's chucking it down. It's really heavy rain, but it's a big day today because I'm about to go and meet my new family that I'll be doing my professional house sit with through Trusted Houses, and I'm going to be. Let's go and have a look at what the house looks like. I haven't seen it yet, so it's going to be totally new to me too. So I thought I'd do a bit of a reaction video to show you, but it's chucking it down, so we'll try and be it's built into the hill. Karori is up on a mountain, so all of the houses, oh my god, are all sloped in the hillside. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm gonna be living in this house for 5 weeks. Oh my god, it's a dream. Look at this house.
wasn't about that. It's time for omelets. So this is my new wheels. It's got an automatic gearbox with a little sporty mode thing, which is pretty cool. But yeah, overall, it's a pretty sick little setup. Simba's ready to go, aren't you, baby? He's got a little harness that he's attached to on the back seat to stop him from jumping, because that puppy energy. But yeah, it's pretty tidy. So this is the first time driving this like car. The automatic stop start. Okay, we're good. Do I go? Do I not? No, we're going to go. Oh my god. Well, driving in this country is a bit like driving in the UK, so everybody drives on the left hand side. So it kind of feels like home in that respect. But I'm driving like a really sporty little car rather than driving a great big camper van, so it feels like I'm driving like an F1. I feel like Lando Norris essentially right now. Okay, so we're now driving into the estate where I'm currently living. The houses are all over like 1 to 2 million. It's pretty nice as an area, really, really nice.
After a few days exploring, I checked into my house sit and suddenly Wellington just feels like home. House sitting at Christmas feels really special. So the first thing I did is went to Woolworths, which is like their version of Asda, and bought myself a big shop. But that's right, I went absolutely nuts on the yellow labels and bought loads of discounted, really nice food. However, it was still over $200. Oh my goodness, food tax and the cost of living here is super high. So just being aware if you're ever coming to the country to visit, like food is expensive. But I'm starting to get into the swing of living outside of the van and back in a house. So let me take you on some of my favourite walks that I've discovered for taking the dog for a walk every day.
This is a beautiful New Zealand landscape because some of these ferns and some of these trees, I don't know any of the names of the trees to tell you, and it breaks my heart because I'm still new to this kind of ecology, but it's just freaking stunning. Absolutely beautiful. It feels very tropical, if I'm honest, with all the ferns, and there's just so much life here. We're out of the skyline now and away from the wind, and we've entered into Fangorn Forest. For those that are fans of Lord of the Rings will know what I'm talking about. And it's just absolutely stunning. I get asked a lot, do I ever get nervous when I'm out walking? And the answer is no. I've hiked hundreds of miles all around the world. Like sometimes on 3 trails, sometimes just on day walks, sometimes dog walking. And no, I never feel like afraid when I'm walking on my own. I feel safer when I'm in the middle of nowhere. It's in cities and stuff, but usually in towns that I feel a little bit more exposed. Because what's going to get you out here? Nothing. It's absolutely peaceful and beautiful. So yeah.
But walking has definitely become part of my daily rhythm, and it's also a lovely way to explore such a beautiful environment. You're like 5 minutes away from a beach or a mountain range. It's just such a stunning place. I can see why so many people emigrate to live out here from the UK. But for me personally, this has been a really nice time to reflect and breathe and appreciate how lucky I am to be spending Christmas in a beautiful place like this. Even though I will admit it doesn't feel mega Christmassy because everything is so lusciously green and it's like spring summer here.
Just look at this view. Welcome to New Zealand! Woohoo! But honestly, like, having such a gorgeous walk with a little man, it's just New Zealand, honestly, claps. It is freaking beautiful.
As a huge Lord of the Rings fan, I could not pass up the opportunity to go to some of the film locations whilst I'm staying in Wellington, and that's because Weta Workshop is based in Wellington itself. A lot of the filming locations in and around this area when they were making Lord of the Rings movies nearly 25 years ago. I know, goodness, doesn't time fly? But this was such a huge part of my teen and teenage years, so that's why I've come up to Rivendell today to undertake the Swing Bridge Loop Trail, which is just about enough for my little puppy. He can do about 5 to 6 Ks and then he's sort of done in and ready for a rest. Christmas this year felt a little bit different, but it was still spent with friends, including some familiar faces from 2 of my mates that are here from the UK. One of them is hiking the Te Aurora Trail, so her and her friends came to stay with me for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and Boxing Day. So it just felt lovely to know people from home and be surrounded by them. No pressure, no big plans, just good company and some summer air and lots of laughs. Sophie, who I grew up with and we went to school together, hosted a big Christmas dinner in her back garden because the weather was so good because it's summer here. So we had a Christmas dinner out in the back garden with loads of party games and all of her best friends. So it was a really nice, busy day, getting to know lots of new people, lots of new faces, and playing party games in the garden. Absolutely amazing. So massive respect and love to Sophie and Tim for hosting a fantastic Christmas dinner and making me feel so welcome. Me and Sophie go back to our teenage years. We grew up together on the same housing estate back in the UK. So we've known each other for over 20 years now. So it's a real lovely thing to spend some time with her whilst I'm in Wellington. After Christmas, Jess decided to stay a little bit longer to catch the ferry to the South Island, which meant that we got to spend a really nice week together, just having some girly fun, heading off into town and exploring new places for things like food, walks. We even went to the beach a couple times and saw the seals. So yeah, we had a great time just hanging out with Simba, having a fantastic time. We also spent New Year's together and did a few things like going to watch the sunset on Mount Victoria over the bay. If you have the chance to do that, absolutely get yourself up there at sunset. It's stunning to watch the sun go down and then all the light come over the mountains and in the harbour area.
Let me show you what New Year's Eve looked like in downtown Wellington this year.
Next week, canyoning experience down through a waterfall system, as well as my first harbourside boat trip across to the Peninsular Isles. I also head over to Martinborough and over to the Pinnacles, where I see a pod of real-life dolphins hunting in the kelp forest. Please feel free to like and subscribe or leave me a comment below. You're also welcome to join Patreon by joining the link below, or if you'd like to donate to my channel, feel free to click the PayPal link below and help my wheels turning.